This is where the fun begins.
Hello there.
What's going on, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a potential Darth Vader Disney Plus spin-off series and what Hayden Christensen has to say about that. So, without further ado, we're going to hop right on into it. Today, we're going to be taking a read from the Direct's article, and as always, I'm going to have that article linked down in the description down below for you guys to also check it out from there. So, the article goes on to say, the Star Wars prequel trilogy was all about Anakin Skywalker and how he came to become the evil Sith Lord as Darth Vader in the original movies. Sadly, fans only saw Hayden Christensen in the iconic helmet for only a few brief seconds. Since then, the character has been seen in a few appearances across the media, including in the animated series Star Wars Rebels, and in the recent hit game Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and now in Obi-Wan Kenobi. In all of those outings, Christensen didn't play any part within the story. As in, Hayden Christensen didn't play Darth Vader in Star Wars Rebels or in Jedi Fallen Order. We know that he is contributing to Obi-Wan Kenobi as Darth Vader in, flashback scenes and that type of stuff. The article goes on to say this is why his return to the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi is such a big deal. The actor hasn't been involved with the character in over a decade since the prequel trilogy in Revenge of the Sith in 2005, but that long streak has finally come to an end. Not only that, but he has gotten to interact with Ian McGregor's character as well for the first time since Revenge of the Sith. Now fans are campaigning to see him return for even more of the character. Could Lucasfilm potentially organize a spin-off show focused around Vader himself, and would the newly involved actor take part in it as well? Hayden Christensen responds to Darth Vader's Disney Plus spin-off prospects in a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter. Obi-Wan Kenobi's Hayden Christensen talked about his experience on the series so far and was asked if he'd be up for his own Darth Vader spin-off. Christensen was asked by the outlet how he felt about getting his own spin-off series focused on Darth Vader, to which he exclaimed how he would absolutely do it and that getting to do more with this character would be amazing. When asked how he approached the big scene in Part 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 3 between Ian McGregor and himself, the actor noted that there were only some indications of Anakin there, but at the same time, they were trying to remain true to what the audiences know and love about Darth Vader, how he's ruthless and all that type of stuff, of course. In full quotes of what Hayden Christensen has to say here, this is the first time we've seen Vader sort of chronologically this close to the Anakin Skywalker character, so there are some indications of Anakin in there. But for the most part, we're trying to remain true to what we know and love about his character and make sure we honor the way he moves and sounds to stay true to that continuity. Ending the quote there, the direct article goes on to say, in preparing for the Disney Plus series, the actor Hayden Christensen noted how he went back and watched all the films again and studied Anakin as much as he really could. In more quotes from Hayden Christensen himself, I certainly went back and watched all the films again and studied Anakin as much as I could. There is just a lot going on with the character. He always sort of is processing and trying to figure out what's going on around him. And then the quote right there, yes, I 100% agree with that, especially in the Clone Wars animated series and also in Revenge of the Sith and Attack of the Clones. He's kind of always questioning and trying to figure out the whole situation that's going around with him on these different missions that him and his master, of course, Obi-Wan, are being sent on, is very cool and very true as well for his overall character. The direct article goes on to say, as if he had a moment he had most proud of from the prequel trilogy, he told a story about how he had to figure out to make up Watanese. Watanese is it's an alien language from Attack of the Clones that his former slave master in The Phantom Menace speaks, that little flying bug thing. And in Attack of the Clones, he goes back to Tatooine and runs into him, and he had to figure out how to speak that same language, or at least portray it in the sense that Anakin was speaking that. Is kind of funny. Here's in full quotes of what Hayden Christensen has to say about that experience. He goes on to say, I don't know that I have a scene that I was most proud of, but there's a scene where Anakin goes back to Tatooine in Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and speaks to Watto. The script had the dialogue written in English, and then in parentheses it said in Watanese. It wasn't until the day before we started filming that I went to George and I was like, what should Watanese sound like? And he was like, well, so long as it doesn't sound like English or any other language that might sound familiar, you can just make it up. And he laughs. So I was rushing the night before to try to figure out what to make up for Watanese, and every time I see that scene, I get a bit of a kick out of it. Ending with a quote right there from Hayden Christensen right there. It's at the same time very cool to see that these actors have a great time and a fun time working on these films, and they truly do love to actually work on it. They're not having a bad time or anything like that, not all the time. Of course, there's always backlash and hate and that type of stuff, and that's not to disregard that type of stuff, stuff, but to see that they enjoy making this stuff and working on it and find it fun and even get a kick out of it to this day is honestly so wholesome. Now, the article goes on to say here from how much more Christensen will audiences really get. Given the reception he's gotten so far, fans are undoubtedly in support of seeing the actor back in the role as often as possible, especially for a spin-off show. However, that being said, audiences have been having a difficult time distinguishing when exactly the actor is involved here. James Earl Jones has been confirmed to have voiced Vader for the show, and there are multiple other people such as stuntmen and movement coaches under the iconic cape of Darth Vader as well. So when exactly is Hayden Christensen on screen really? The only time viewers know for sure is when the Sith Lord is out of the uniform and back of the bacta tank. That there is Hayden Christensen for sure. While fans wait to see what we might get for a spinoff here, there are at least two other places to look forward to see him. For one, when it was previously announced that he would be returning for Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano show coming in 2023, and on top of that, Obi-Wan Kenobi might be getting a second potential season where he's obviously to be involved in some type of capacity. The actor behind Vader seems genuinely happy to be involved in the Star Wars franchise once again, and on top of that, giving him his own series would be very well deserved. Obi-Wan Kenobi is currently streaming on Disney Plus, as the article goes on to end there. I'd like to take a moment to rewind just real quick. So while of course fans are going to be looking forward to seeing Hayden Christensen return for the Ahsoka Tano series coming in 2023 on Disney Plus, continuing on with the Mandalorian universe, of course taking place after the events of Return of the Jedi, Episode 6 with Luke Skywalker and all of that, of course, Hayden Christensen is definitely for sure going to be returning for the Ahsoka Tano series. Now, whether it's going to be a flashback or it's going to be a Force Ghost or it could be both, it's kind of up in the air and just really not known. And on that, for Obi-Wan Kenobi potentially getting a second season, there's more and more rumors and talks of that. More sources are starting to talk about that, bringing up the potential of that, and the overall idea of that happening is something that could very well happen. We've covered it here and there on the channel here, so yeah, we have a couple videos on that. Definitely go check those out. On top of that, however, I would like to add to that list and say that he could potentially appear somewhere in the Cassian Andor series coming out later this year at the end of August and continuing through September and October. It would kind of be like Star Wars Rebels. I mean, he wouldn't be like playing a huge role, but he would be like menacing, kind of maybe hunting down rebels and that type of stuff, of course. And on top of that, his role would be nowhere close to maybe what we see in Obi-Wan Kenobi or the Ahsoka Tano series. But yeah, it would still be Darth Vader. Maybe not Hayden Christensen, but Darth Vader. With that, of course, here and there throughout different videos, I really haven't made a complete solid video talking about a potential Darth Vader spinoff. And it simply started out as a theory of mine, something I really never talked about or really got to it. But yeah, it was kind of like a theory. I talked about it here and there throughout different videos, and I've really been wanting to make a whole-on video about it. But now we're starting to see these different theories and rumors and speculations starting to pop up and talk about this stuff. So yes, it does seem very genuinely likely, and people do agree with it. And even then, at the way that this could be announced, or maybe yeah, like announced type of thing, would it be like in a post-credit scene, like saying that, oh, a Darth Vader spin-off series is in the works or something like that, or Darth Vader will return in Darth Vader coming in 2024 or something like that, kind of much like they did with the Mandalorian season 2 and had that post-credit scene at the end with Boba Fett and Fennec Shand going back to the palace and then announcing the Book of Boba Fett. Would kind of be something similar and cool like that. Of course, I want to know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about a potential Darth Vader spin-off series, and furthermore, Hayden Christensen returning here for more Star Wars? I want to know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Dropping a video if you did enjoy, as it was just up to the channel, and check out Instagram and official Star Wars for more Star Wars content, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, may the Force be with you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.